What's up, world? This is We Need a Fifth. This your man Mo. Got my man Hill in the building.
Yo, what's up, yo?
Got my man P in the building. Fellas, looks like we were all wrong. The New York Yankees will not be winning the World Series in 2020. The Los Angeles Dodgers won the World Series in 5 games. 5. I think we all had it going 6 or 7.
I had to go 7.
Okay. I think P. Oh, okay. We all had it going 7. First things, Freddie Freeman. Where is he? Where is he at in history now?
World Series legend. Period.
Is he Kirk Gibson 2.0?
Yeah, probably better.
Gibson's probably Freeman.
Yeah, the prequel. Right. The beta.
Freddie Freeman. I mean, you say 5 games. It was that 5th inning. You want to do synonymous with 5? That 5th inning was disastrous. I mean, we're talking little league, couldn't field, can't cover the base after a routine ground out, which would have ended the inning. After that, it just blew up on Garrett Cole.
And you mentioned not fielding correctly. Mm-hmm. Aaron Judge, where's he at now? He has the captaincy, he has the MVPs, but no World Series.
I mean,
what does that do for his resume as a Yankee or?
He had a bad playoff run. I mean, look, I'm a Yankee fan, so I almost don't even care. Dodgers won, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Deep dive, I don't care. Judge had a bad playoff run.
Definitely.
That's it. He's MVP of the league, so got to come back next year and do better.
He has to prove himself in the playoffs. There's nothing more to it than that. Yeah. He is going to be Mr. Regular Season until he brings New York a championship.
Do you think the Dodgers are in the process of dynasty building right now? Because you got to figure most of their
starting pitching was out.
Starting pitching was out.
Ohtani might switch and start pitching.
Yeah,
that staff only gets better. It's a good chance.
And you even their hitters like Freeman were hurt and stuff like that. And Ohtani ended up getting hurt and whatnot. Imagine this team fully healthy and fully loaded.
Yankees same way. I mean, if they're able to retain Soto, I see the same 2 teams coming back.
Do you think the Yankees will be able to retain Soto?
I hope so.
How much do you think he's going to get? And I know this is totally arbitrary in his best guess, but how much do you guys think he's going to get, Soto?
Who's the highest paid player in the league?
Ohtani, I think 10 years.
I think he could get around that.
70, 75 for her.
Okay. Wow. All right. So
this is sour grapes. Yankee fans, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna pull too much out of analyze and that was a rough game 5, almost forgettable.
I will forget it quickly, because and I think Aaron Judge for me is the player in Major League Baseball that has the most to prove. Like I said, he's gotten the captaincy of the New York Yankees. He's gotten MVPs. He's hitting home run records, achieved that. Now you got to finish your food, and you got to win the World Series championship. That's a must at this point, especially when your contemporaries, like Ohtani, like Mookie Betts and stuff like that, have won. You talk about Mookie Betts; he's won a couple of them.
I think both Aarons are probably under the microscope right now. I mean, Booney has to get it done too at some point.
Yeah,
it's some questionable pitching selections that he made in Game 1, which they question him on, and even over the years, Boone is yet to produce New York a championship. Playoffs, he's been solid. But it doesn't cut it here, though.
Yeah. Hey,
Congrats to the Dodgers.
yeah, definitely. Congratulations. It was an exciting World Series. But yeah, Yankees fans, sore losers. Yeah. I want to move on to the Unrivaled League, the new league being created by Nafessa Collier and Brianna Stewart. They just announced that they're going to be adding 6 more player slots. They just signed Aaliyah Boston, I believe, and I want to say Kate Martin. Yeah, I believe so. But looks like they're steamrolling. Their first game is going to be January 17th in Miami. They partnered up with TNT, who will show at least 45 games.
And this is 5-on-5, 3-on-3,
All of the above.
1-on-1.
All of the above. They're going to have some 5-on-5 games. They're going to have some 3-on-3. And then they're going to have a 1-on-1 tournament.
In Miami, though, it should bring a little bit, right? You're not interested, right?
They're going to be all over the place. The inaugural game is going to start in Miami.
Star power-wise, who do they have committed?
Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Laskew, Alyssa Thomas. They got some players. Angel Reese, Mule, Chelsea Gray. Oh my goodness! I think they got both Aces guards, Gray and Plum.
Okay. And what is the coup de grace? To say what's the end result? Like, how much money can they make off this thing?
Oh, all the players are guaranteed 6-figure salaries. And I think the least amount any player is being paid is like $100,000.
And it leads up to their season. How long is the season?
Yeah, it leads up to. It doesn't conflict with the WNBA.
No, I mean, how long does it just flow right into it? Like, I'm just saying, like, do they have time off for the WNBA, or how long is the season about?
I'm not certain, to be honest. I know they have at least 45 games.
Not gonna grab you, P.
Yeah, I don't really watch the Big Three, so it's kind of.
I don't at all.
So okay. Like I just.
Not interested in like for me, I'm really interested in how they do their 1-on-1 tournament, especially when you have professional basketball players. Like, you don't have to wonder anymore: is Brianna Stewart the best 1-on-1 player, or is it Nafessa Collier?
I never wondered.
No.
Who's the better 1-on-1?
You just care about who's the best player,
right? Basketball is 5-on-5. I mean, I'll maybe I'll check it out if whatever. Maybe I won't. I'll be honest, but like I said, I don't really watch the Big Three, so it's kind of like almost like a niche league to me. It's not like
Let's say this: the men take the men take whatever they're doing right now and bring it on to it's like for All-Star game. Let's try it out. Trae Young beats Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's better than Steph?
No. But I don't. And to be totally honest, I don't see a world where he's gonna beat Steph Curry 1-on-1.
I think that's possible. I think 1-on-1, if you get a hot hand,
absolutely,
you could just throw. You could throw up a crazy shot and it goes in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
And it depends what the rules are. Can you back down? Is there a limit? I know some dudes 1v1, they say it's a 2 or 3 dribble limit.
Yes, two dribble.
If you think like say a prime Shaq, he would beat everyone. He just back you down. Does that mean he's the best 1-on-1 basketball player in the world? Not exactly.
And I don't want this to be a Trae Young bashing thing, but in that scenario, I think Steph Curry can back him down. I feel like that would be like Nah.
I never seen it. I never seen Steph Curry back anybody. That's
It
what
might
I'm saying.
surprise. I mean, I would put it this way. I mean, Steph Curry's a better player,
Right.
but I wouldn't be surprised if Trae Young beat him.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like on any given day, I don't know, maybe Kuminga, could beat Steph Curry 1-on-1. I know Steph Curry's a better player because he's taller. Like you said, what you're saying Steph could do to Trae, Kuminga could do to Steph.
Like,
Basically,
I wouldn't find it odd that Jalen Green washes Steph Curry.
right? And Steph could beat him too. But I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's 1-on-1. It's just. I think height plays a big factor on 1-on-1 and what kind of rules you have.
Yeah.
Because you just could throw it against the glass and just go get it if you're taller than the guy you're playing against. So, it's
Yeah, that and I think it would probably stay. It would stay for the women, and I don't know if it would translate to the men. It would be interesting, like in an All-Star game thing, maybe up to. Like we talked about it, up to 5, but I wouldn't take it as a determining factor saying that because if I was a betting man, I'd probably say KD would probably be the best if I had to do it. But I could see Paolo beating KD. It depends, like you said. Someone can get a hot hand,
right.
and it'll shock you, and you'll be like, the NBA people are really, really good. Anthony Edwards could go crazy.
Right, like I think PG probably could beat LeBron 1-on-1.
Yes.
Right?
I think he would smoke him, but you wouldn't be close.
You know
so.
LeBron's a better player, though, so, go to Chet Holmgren. Yeah, it's a lot of talent in the league. Chet Holmgren could probably beat, he might could beat KD.
Paolo could beat Shea. It's wild.
Yeah, it's if you're an all-star, you got a shot, basically.
Yeah, but
and maybe some non-all-stars even.
But you take it from a macro level from a team, I think is when you say, all right, their real talents come out to see how great they are, where Steph is eons better than a Trae Young, and Shea's eons better than a Paul George. I mean, not eons, but I mean just substantially better.
I'm thinking Mr. 1-on-1, Michael Beasley. I think he would run. I don't think he's even in the league right now. I think he could win the tournament.
Michael Porter Jr. I mean, it's just naming things off. Like, it's just.
And I'm not saying it's a definite. I'm just saying this is how open it is.
And I guess you guys are giving certain players a lot more respect than I'm willing to give them, and I'll leave it at that. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. These guys are really talented, Mo.
This
is not feeling like this is
certain matchups you guys are talking about. I'm like, wow, and I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, you can. No, seriously, that's.
But it's like, hey, you matching up on Kyle or something like that. Like
he gets hot.
Certain things, it just like, all right. It's like that's all right. And
if he gets hot from the outside, and he'll just like. I refuse to go out
there.
I refuse to go out and play that because you usually don't hit that shot. But on that day, he's hitting a shot and he's gonna keep shooting it. He'll sit down. You lost.
Yeah, I lost.
But it's like so many different factors have to come into play.
Yeah, but I'm saying they can come into play. That's all. I'm not saying these guys are fake. Like the people that you think is like almost like disrespectful that we're saying. We're not saying it's likely. We're just saying it's. Well, I'll speak for you. I'm saying it's possible.
Okay. I think it's highly possible. These guys are really talented.
Like I think Chris Middleton could. Like he's just like.
Well, I give you even better than that. I think on a certain day, Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma would knock out some of your best players that you're thinking of. These guys are very talented players on a one-on-one level. I'm thinking, you're thinking Kyrie and everything. Like, sure, great. But height plays into it.
Yeah, Poole,
you know what I'm saying?
Clarkson, like your scorers, like this is why they're in the league. It's because of their one-on-one ability. It's not because of rebound. It's not because of their passing or defense. They're in the league because they could break you down one-on-one. Jordan Poole, Jordan Clarkson. I think they could advance in the one-on-one.
The league is just tremendously talented, bro. Like
skill sets.
But I think there would be a level to about who you would have in there through fan voting.
Mm-hmm.
But just like your Browns, your Grady Dicks, like your tertiary fourth level players are really, really, really good at basketball.
Yeah, I would like to see all stars in it, but I think a non-all-star could win it.
All right, let me ask you a twofold question. Among the women's basketball players, who would you want to see
Stewie.
one-on-one?
Because she's my favorite player anyway, but I feel like she has a combination of height and skill set. I would, to me, in my mind, she would be the favorite.
Who would you want to see her play?
1-on-1, you're not having any other people out. I can't see if this girl's hot. If she's not missing, Caitlin Clark, if she's not missing, when everyone's not surrounding her and she has all that space, lights out.
So that's who you would
and
like
it'd
to
be one
see.
of my favorites.
Yeah, well, I think Asia, because of the height similarity. I think her and Asia would be.
How much dribbles are we giving though? Like, but see, Bree could dribble.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying it's an open. Hey, 1-on-1 game, no limitations on dribbles or anything like that.
And then I would also say Nafisa Kaya. She's just flat out nice. I'm trying to think of breakdown.
Like, I would like to see Breanna Stewart versus Elena Deladon. Like, hey, both.
She's been off my radar, but yeah,
really gifted, offensive players and stuff like that. And for Breanna, hey, she can turn it on defensively. Hey, how does that factor in and whatnot?
From a skill standpoint, though, I'm gonna give the edge overall to Breanna Stewart, though.
Yeah, I think Elena is more of a 1-2 dribble move where Breanna could set you up for a bop,
And wouldn't mind seeing Kelsey Plum versus her teammate Gray.
Right? Yeah, I'm not trying to see a whole carrying episode. I love Kelsey Plum. We're not gonna be sitting here all day with the ball up on your shoulder all day. And I mean, you do it with KD and all that. Not that bad. Kelsey is. I like Kelsey Plum. Put it that way. See, but I'm trying to find myself drawn into this. To this game, I probably have to see the 5-on-5. I don't think I'll really be interested. 3-on-3, maybe 1-on-1 probably is what would have grabbed me. I got the WNBA
or the girl, the woman who just won the MVP, Jonquel Jones versus Brittany Griner.
Give me Jonquel Jones.
Both big women, over 6'6".
It might be a rough watch. Yeah, but I give me Jonquel Jones in that. Probably in a route. Brittany Griner versus what you call maybe. If you want to see Brittany versus Angel. That's it. Give me that. 2 points, 19 boards.
That's rough. How you gonna get there?
Oh, whatever close to the glass. Score. Closest to the square is a point. Doesn't have to go through.
Terrible, y'all. Terrible. Hey, guys, are you guys going to be checking out for the Unrivaled League? Are you looking forward to their one-on-one tournament? Who are the players that you want to see match up in the one-on-one tournament? Hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube video and hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. NBA. What rookies are we looking out for right now? Early in the season right now, what rookies have made an impression on you?
As the kids say, I'm standing on business. Connect and Edie, like I said in the preseason. I thought they're clearly the two best rookies, the two best players in the draft, and I think they're showing it.
For me, from a cynic way, it's going to be Castle. Because I was hearing so much about him before, and I liked him a lot in Connecticut. But I didn't think he was that warranted to be that high to go to San Antonio. I want to see how that goes. I just don't want it to be I don't want to be right, put it that way, but I'm watching it for that. I'm getting Scoot Henderson vibes. So,
are there any other rookies that you're looking out for, or we should be checking for?
But Cullinan is playing good in Portland. Well, Portland stinks, but he's playing all right.
Is he?
Him and Aiton are playing decent.
How you feel about? I feel the same way about Castle. I definitely feel that about Klingon. I think he's a career backup center.
He's
And
decent.
And I think he's a backup. He backs up. I'm assuming he backs up Ayton. I think that's his career. He's a backup. So you used to a top 5 pick for a backup center is crazy. Congratulations, he made the NBA. I don't want to, he's at like what 18, 19-year-old kid. I don't want to sound like that, but
it's wild. He's playing good, and it's a Chauncey thing. I'm confused about rotation with Chauncey, and it's not to get clinging in like that. It's just Aiden's expanded to now where he's pick and pop from 3. He's beyond the arc now. I mean, if you had a complaint about him being down low, don't look at these Portland games. Simons plays off the ball, which is good, and they have
on the ball.
Scoot's a point guard, and Anthony plays off the 2. And Jam, it's just a mishposh of I don't know what he's doing out there. Maybe he's just playing what he's got, and management is just giving these players to him. He has to manage, but.
And I think this is a tell. This is what you do when you have a perennial all-star and you trade him to rebuild. This is what you get. You had Dame and CJ. Now you have Scoot Henderson and Simons.
Trying to get a cheap version of it.
Right.
So what would you do differently? Would you play Klingon and Ayton together?
Preferably, I would blow it up. But if you're not going to do that, I would go super youth. I would trade Simons. You just get cheaper and just go in youth and start that way and just start acquiring assets. If you're Portland now, if you're gonna build around Anthony Simons, doesn't make any sense why you like you said Dame and CJ go. He's not better than them. He's gonna cost you. He's not gonna be cheap. So believe it or not, what you were giving Dame at the time was a discount at $30-some million. I don't get it. Should never let him go. Should just, like they said, built around and got everyone in. They made a mistake. So now it's just, I go full San Antonio rebuild. Ayton out, playing out. Just you have assets. You got Grant. You have Ayton. You have Simons. You have Sharp. These people who are wanted around the league. Sharp should be a part of your rebuild, but I don't think you'll be able to hold him either. It's rough there. It's rough up there in the Pacific Northwest. But I like the kid for what he shows. He would be my starting center. Who do I have him as? Somewhere in the lines of Zubac. Okay. I don't know how you feel about I like Zubac a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I think that's his ceiling. I mean, if everything goes well. Because I like Zubac too. But I see it, though, because to be honest, Zubac is not the most skilled guy. Right. It's just effort.
Yes.
And his effort is productive effort. There's effort, then there's effort that actually produces something. His effort gets you like a double-double.
And I don't want to knock the kid or anything like that. I think Zubac would be his. I think that's fair. If you give it.
Well, I think that's his ceiling, but I think that's fair.
But I would take that.
Yeah. I was a Zubac fan when he was with y'all in the Lakers.
Right.
I thought I should have kept him, but yeah, I'm a Zubac fan.
It's just so many people that needs to get. I mean, if I'm getting rid of Simons, Sharp, I would keep Sharp. Simons, Ayton, and Grant. Let's see where that can pull me from lottery picks, and you have to find a way. Now, Scoots, I would actually look towards Scoots. Not it. He's just not. He's not even a backup. So now you're going on the lines of trying to find some. Now you have to put your backcourt together.
Do you think he could be serviceable starting point guard for you? Like, hey, not a star point guard, but just like a yeah.
I mean, it's what he is. That's what I'm saying. He's not. I'm like, I wouldn't. You're saying serviceable. I wouldn't have him playing at all. Like, he's not an asset for me to trade with. I would, if I can package him with these other players. I'm saying it'd be fine, but they have to find a point guard. That's not it.
With Scoot, I'm just not. I'm not gonna say here like I've seen a whole bunch of games, but I did see him when he played Wemby or whatever. I'm not sure what his strength is. Like, he's not a great ball handler. He's not a great passer. He's not a great shooter. Maybe he's a better defender than I know. I just don't know what his strength is, to be honest. And maybe he could find it. Like I said, I I don't want to like tear down, especially the young players. Like it's his second year when he's like 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he can get better. But piggybacking what Hill said, I think he needs to get better, or this could be a short stay in the league.
And this isn't football. You think about your best on the ball defenders; people are still going to score.
Right.
It's just not like Revis Island where people just like
Right.
old NBA. Old NBA, you did have lockdown players who kept people to like 8, 10.
Right. Because
Certain people.
Because I think the hand check.
Right.
So a perimeter defender in the 80s would be more effective now. Not that necessarily that they're better. It's just that they have more leeway. So like you said, yeah, there's no Deion Sanders, no Darrell Reeves. This is more Asante Samuel Cromartie.
Right, exactly. No,
you're
right.
They're good corners, but you could throw it to them.
So that's what kills me for him, and that's what the whole thing is for Castle. And they were saying they were talking about his defense coming out, going back to Castle. His defense coming out was what he was known for in college, which works. But you can only do so much in the NBA with no hand checking and how feisty you can get. It kind of serves him towards working more on his offensive game than actually just thriving. And you could, like you said, during that time, you can live off of not having any offensive skill and being a lockdown defender and feed your family.
Okay. Who are the sophomores or the second-year guys that we should be looking at that's not named Wemby?
Oh, Chet. I know it's controversial. Is this his second year, Mo? Chet. Period.
Chat, yeah.
Period.
Okay.
Jeez.
Anybody else?
No. to me, it's Chet. He's clearly who won rookie of the year? Oh yeah, it was Wemby.
Wemby.
Oh yeah,
Charlotte.
It's Chet. Yeah, Brandon Miller got hurt. I think he's a I think we pretty much knew he was going to be a good player.
I'm fine with Brandon Miller how he's playing.
Oh yeah, this is what I expected.
He exceeded my expectations.
Oh yeah, you were. Well, I mean,
I wasn't too high on him.
That what was it, like 0 or 2 point game in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
I just thought that was an anomaly. He's had a horrible game, but I think Brandon Miller is just like your prototypical 6'8" NBA player. I think he'll be okay.
Anybody else?
Grady Pores is
I believe this is
second.
Yeah.
He's good up there in Toronto.
Yeah, I see him. I see him putting up numbers, and it looks like I think IQ was hurt. What's the rookie? Not the Scotty Barnes and somebody else. So he's going to get shots up. I don't know how good they're going to be as a team, but he's going to get some on-the-job training this year.
I do want to talk about the alien a little bit, Wemby. What do you guys think of his second year so far with Chris Paul? And
I think it's to the expected start so far. He's had like a bad game, but then he came back and had a pretty good game.
Yes.
Me, I keep putting myself on record. I got him potentially as the GOAT, not one of the GOAT. He has to ramp it up because right now it looks like he's going to be a pretty good NBA player.
Not
in
enough.
my eyes, that's not good enough.
Yeah, not enough. I agree. I think he tries too hard too when he plays Oklahoma City as well.
Yeah.
I'm with you, P. I kind of want the learning curve and the production to be a little faster than what I'm seeing. I mean, I want him to be more aggressive and start stamping it at his league. And I'm not seeing that. I'm still seeing deferment. I'm still seeing bad tendencies, bad shots. His length makes up for some of the time he's not getting back on defense. And that's just pretty much youth and laziness. Pop. I'm playing into this. Pop and CP3. And, I mean, he needs to take some accountability as well, too. But he's young. Yeah. Get this kid and force him and start telling him to do what you need him to do to get better.
And I know it's real early, just completing 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of the season. But I'm worried about what I'm seeing in San Antonio. To your point, he'll
19 wins. 19 wins. We said that right.
Yeah. And the development I thought would happen in year 2, I thought it was easy for them to get above the 19 wins and whatnot. But like you're saying, I'm seeing bad habits develop. You know what I mean? Where, hey, you're not taking advantage of the obvious mismatches that he has on all three levels. You know, and I think he's settling for that 3-point shot, and Chris Paul and Pop are allowing him to do that. And yeah, because after the first 2 weeks, when Anthony Edwards was at Georgia, I remember you were real high on him, and I acknowledged his talent, but I was disappointed in what I considered a low motor, where I felt like Anthony Edwards in college, he settled for the three, and which we call where I feel like Anthony Edwards is the type of player that can take anybody off the bounce, off the dribble, and when he doesn't do that, especially if somebody's playing him one-on-one, he's settling for that three-pointer. That's what I felt about Anthony Edwards in college. He's gotten a lot better at, hey, making players pay for playing him one-on-one since he's gotten into the league. And I think, for me, that's part of the improvement we've seen in Anthony Edwards that puts him into MVP conversations and to the face of the league conversation. That's been the difference for me. Hey, his willingness not to let players off the hook when they try to stick him one-on-one, make them pay, driving it to the hoop, and then taking the timely threes when you have those open opportunities. It feels like I'm starting to see what I didn't like about Anthony Edwards in college with Wemby, where, hey, you're not taking advantage of, hey, those post plays or those post opportunities or the mid-range opportunities where you have the obvious advantage, and you're settling for three-pointers, or you're passing out to try to re-spot at the three-point range.
I think for me, I see it as, and I can see that. But for me, it's like Thanos with no purpose. Like, he is literally, he has all the tools that you would want. He has handle. It's not that much difference in skill level with him and Chet. He has a better dribble and he's taller. Chet's right there. It just seems like he's on the court, he is lost, and Chet has purpose. Like, it seems like Chet is playing basketball and
he has a direction
and
structure.
Wemby is just like, I'm like, yo, you play basketball, you know what to do. Give this kid some guidance and let him know who he is. Chet know who he is right now. So a Chet 6-point game in an Oklahoma City blowout is, at times for me, watching the game, a little bit more fulfilling as a basketball player than a Wemby 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks. But the simple fact is, he just seems like a giraffe just moving all around. And if he unlocks it, it's like, you cannot stop this guy. And that's why I'm like, why are they not unlocking this? And with Chet, it's just a flow of the game. 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks. But I'm like, all right, yeah, he could have cut out a dunk there, but he just dropped it off to Jay. You know what I mean? Or he dropped it off to what do you call it? To Shea. I mean, he easily could be putting up these stats in the flow of the game, but he just seems like he's into it. Is that more Oklahoma City?
Yeah, I think it's, we all know, everybody who watches basketball knows, like, obviously OKC has more talent.
Right.
But it still feels like, at this point, and I said what I say about Wemby, I'm staying on it, but Chet's more impactful, right? And it's not just because of the talent around him, it's because his play, where Wemby, it's almost, he's entering that danger zone where you're just looking like these are just empty calories. Like you look at his stat line, and you're just like, so what? They're a bad team, so who cares?
Yeah.
And so I think, so what you're saying, that Wemby has to even put up the same. I think we would look at it differently if he's putting up the same exact numbers he's putting up, but they were winning. Look like he looked like he's just out there putting up numbers.
And I think, to your point, Hill, I think the difference is Chet has a defined role. He knows what he's out there to be, and what his team expects of him.
Even if that's the case, like, I wouldn't. if Wemby is giving me 30, all right, if he's giving me 33 points, 12 rebounds, 6 times, and he's consistently doing like purposefully doing it, and he's losing, I'm like, yo, get him out of there. It's his league. You know what I'm saying? Like if Anthony Edwards was losing all the time, I'm like, yo, he gotta go. Skill is skill. Like Wemby is just like he still hasn't unlocked that Chet hunger yet. He's just that nice, but he is not as impactful to me as Chet Holmgren is, and I don't know why that's not the case.
And I think, like I said, part of that is Chet is on the team where I know my role. I know what they expect from me. I know that, hey, I may have nights where I can let loose and take advantage of certain matchups, and my team's going to feed me. But there are certain nights where, hey, I'm going to get all of my points from putbacks and just being aggressive on the boards. And I have to make sure that, hey, every game I'm bringing that. With Wemby, it's like, all right, y'all want me to be the leading scorer or the ultimate defender, and I think he's getting lost in the sauce. Now I'm starting to look at Pop and Chris Paul a little differently. Like, hey, to your point, I think they have to play a bigger part in unlocking him and saying, hey, listen, you get the ball here, I don't care who we playing against, shoot it. You get the ball near the foul line, hey, turn around, go to work. You know, and I think to your point, he's deferring too much. And he's willing to be a team player, but it's like, hey, for San Antonio to realize any success and for him to be who we think he can be, hey, you have to be aggressive. And you have to stop deferring so much and saying, hey, listen, give me the ball where I like it, you know, and get me the ball where I can be most effective. And, yeah, I'm not seeing
play development. Like you've seen all this. Like Anthony Edwards at the Pelicans, you were like, get him out of there, right? Him and Boogie.
Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm. Get him out of there, right? KG in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, the team is bad, but he's his driving force. That's enough for me for Wemby, even in losing. If you're doing that, if you're giving me, I don't know their PD. That's what I'm thinking of. There's something going on in their play development in San Antonio where, all right, they're missing another piece, but he's 33 and 10, or he's 28 and 10 on every given night. You know what I'm saying? Not 19, not 27, not this. This is what he's doing every night. Get him the ball. He's his force to be reckoned with. Force them to build around him. Maybe it's too soon. Maybe it's this year 2 that they're not giving it. I don't know how long I can wait.
Yeah, and like I said, some of it is just if they're not having these type of conversations with him about who he can be, who they think he has the potential to be as far as, hey, greatest of all time, like we talked about, and what that entails and what that looks like, you know, and giving him a vision of, hey, this is what you're shooting for. Then, to your point, they need to get him out of there.
Yeah. I mean, it's too late to give me Ralph Sampson vibes. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
I'm smiling because of the great Greg Popovich.
Yeah,
he's not looking that great. But okay.
Get him better, man.
Want to talk about we had one of our fans, a friend of the show, send in a question. Man, Kyle sent in the question.
Shout out.
Gonna let that play for a second.
Yo, what's up? We need a fifth. This is Kyle, fan of the show. Just had a quick question on your all-time NBA list. Right now, who do you have ranked higher, Joel Embiid or the Admiral David Robinson? Love the show. Appreciate the feedback.
This is a hard question.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Weigh easily for who, Joel?
No, David Robinson.
I need to see some head-to-head stats. That's all.
I mean, you know he played.
MVPs, how many?
Okay, let's go down. Go down the line.
Yes.
NBA championships, David Robinson, 2-zip.
Okay.
NBA seasons, obviously, David Robinson 14-8. Playoffs played, obviously, David Robinson 12-7. It's a theme here. All-Star games, David Robinson 10-7.
Okay.
Season MVPs tied 1 each.
All right.
All NBA first team, David Robinson 4-1.
Oof.
All NBA teams, David Robinson 10-5.
Okay.
All defensive team, David Robinson 4-0.
Oof.
All defensive teams, that was all defensive first team 4-0. All defensive teams total 8-3. David Robinson,
Oh, man.
defensive player of the year, David Robinson 1-0. Scoring leader, Joel Embiid 2 to David Robinson's 1. Rebound leader, David Robinson's 1, Embiid 0. Block leader, David Robinson 1, Embiid 0. Rookie of the year, David Robinson 1-0.
This is not a hard question, guys.
And the totals is just not fair. It's all David Robinson because he had a longer career. Shout out to my man Kyle. To me, it's just David Robinson. If nothing else, off the longevity. I stand. I think Joel Embiid and Joker are the two most skilled 7-footers ever. But you're doing better, better career. To me, is easily David Robinson.
Yes.
I was saying it was a hard question from a head-to-head talent standpoint. That's what I was thinking. Career-wise, it's not close. Got that.
I mean, and not to. I recognize Joel Embiid's talent, but I think we're not. And I've been no big fan of David Robinson. But when he was in his prime, he was a problem. And he can score, at least 2 levels. At that point in NBA history, they weren't allowed 7-footers to score on 3 levels. Right. So, whatchamacallit, he
couldn't do 2.
Injuries stopped him from being an all-time great. Right? He's a great center.
And this is, going back to the, Wemby thing, frankly, I never felt he had a good team. Until Tim Duncan got there. I think they wasted a lot of his years.
Yeah. And he's been available. And
but he's made more of a stamp than Wemby has when he was by himself in San Antonio.
Yeah, because they definitely were a playoff team.
Yeah.
A perennial playoff team with limited talent.
Yeah.
So just for the record, Joel Embiid, David Robinson.
David Robinson.
Hill.
Yes, Admiral.
Clean sweep.
Yeah.
There you have it.
There you go. Listen, guys, y'all can send in more questions, issues that y'all want us to cover, talk about. Hey, send them in. Don't either through social media or directly. You can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Leave a message on the YouTube channel when you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Leave your comments or questions on the podcast channel wherever you listen to the podcast. Or you can hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Fellas, Dwyane Wade recently had a statue reveal. I think it was earlier this week.
Yeah, it's a couple of days.
A couple of days ago.
Right.
A lot of the hubbub has been that this statue doesn't look anything like him. What do y'all think?
I'm looking at the statue now.
We Are the Locks cover?
Pretty much, yeah. We Are the Streets, yeah. You're actually right, Hell. I'm looking at it,
Streets.
And I just want to say, it just popped to my mind. Once I looked at his statue, where's my camera? Once I looked at the statue, School Days, King of New York, Boys in the Hood, John Wick, Lawrence Fishburne deserved the statue that he got.
You felt it.
Y'all don't like Lawrence Fishburne? He did a lot for he's a really good actor.
What did you think about?
Is that the Matrix, Lawrence Fishburne? When he at the time he goes through, yes, when he's in the wall, right? That's the wall. That's the one. And when he goes in and he grabs the agent through the wall, it was fine. He goes. Yeah, that's a horrible statue, bro.
Oh man. Um, we were asking the question last night when we were talking about this show. Is this one of the worst NBA statues out there?
Let's go and let me see. What's probably some of the worst? Little Bow Wow, a.k.a. Allen Iverson's one. That was rough. That was bad. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, that was so terrible. Like it's so small and
Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. Terrible. Bro.
Travel size.
yeah.
I feel like
Why though?
if I was Iverson, I feel like I would have been there like, oh, this is nice. I got one that I could take home with me. And where's my statue that you're gonna
like pet worthy?
For the,
like
for the people. Like, oh, that's a nice. I'll put this on my mantle at my house. Now where's the statue for everything I've done for the 76ers? Oh yeah.
Statuette, just from a word standpoint, you're thinking is high.
Yeah,
and glorious.
And
you know what I mean?
You know, because we were talking about it last night, and I started Googling. Dirk's is 20 feet. Like, to me, the minimum, it should be life size.
Yeah,
minimum.
Statue.
It should be life size.
I think it should be high. Oh, statue, you're thinking Colossus. You're thinking big. You want to look up.
That being said, I think Miami, I got Pope. Yeah. At least that statue looks like Iverson, though.
Does it really?
Yeah. No, not his, obviously not his dimensions, pause, but the way, it doesn't look like Dwyane Wade. It's like Lawrence Fishburne has a Miami Heat jersey on.
Wow.
Dirk's is fire, actually.
Dirk's is
good. Dirk's is good. Fire.
Magic's is nice with the point, like Magic.
Magic, Neeks, obviously Jordan.
Kobe's a little sus, but
yeah, but like you give Lakers, they have like equity because like they have like maybe like 10 statues that's fire. Like the Chick Hearn statue is fire.
Yes,
the Shaq joint is probably one of my favorites. Kareem with the sky hook, like
George Mikan has it.
George Mikan, like
Are we saying the Lakers have the best statues in the NBA right now?
Bar none.
I don't think it's close.
Bar none, they
get
it right.
I don't see who could compete with.
Bar none, they got it right.
And does Boston have any? Like, I feel like I
didn't see any.
They gotta have.
I didn't see any.
I think they may have one of Bill Russell. I have to look it up later. But because I'm just saying, because if anyone could match the Lakers, the quantity of statues, you would think it's the Celtics.
Yeah, they gotta have a statue.
I gotta.
Yeah, if anything, if they don't have a Bill Russell one, then they shouldn't have any. They probably have a Red Auerbach one, but yeah.
Yeah, they have a Bill Russell one.
Oh yeah, back to it though. Yeah, it's a horrible statue. Disrespectful in my mind.
The Dwyane Wade.
Yeah, I feel like they felt the way he left. He went to Chicago and Cleveland.
And that played a part in it, or it's just
bad sculpting? I'm joking. They just did a bad job. I don't think that's the sad thing. I don't think it was on purpose, which is like crazy. Like who checked that? Who approved that?
Dwyane Wade said he likes it, right?
Yeah, it's a statue in front of the thing that's
right.
Going to be. I prefer like there's people that's not as big in stature as Dwyane Wade that has better statues. I mean, Ed Reed has a direct lookalike statue towards who he is. You could just get people to do it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, who did they call? Was this like somebody's nephew that's trying to get into the business of building statues? Like,
cutting costs.
If I was an owner, I'm calling Jeannie Buss. Yo, who's your guy? Or Mark Cuban, who's your guy? Jerry Krause, who did they call?
You're not calling Philly.
It would have been a lot smaller.
That's insane.
And it's not too much. You call Utah. Utah got it right.
Utah, yeah, it's
nothing.
Atlanta, like no one really messes this up. You know what I mean? Some are better than others, but yeah, it's bad.
Barkley has like one that's really detailed. You know, and like colleges are getting it better than NBA. You know, it's awkward.
In a way, I feel bad for the person who did do it. They're not gonna get any more.
No.
Like no one's saying who's the person or the company, But that person is, they probably have to find another occupation.
That was jumping on the table. This is my house thing, right?
Yeah,
Can't
yeah,
really tell anything now. It looks a man in distress.
yeah, and
We are the streets.
Yeah, it's pretty much like it,
We are the streets.
I'm interrupting.
Crazy.
and I think what messes it up for me is like it's supposed to be that moment, and I don't. And
It doesn't look anything
and
like that.
he didn't have a beard during that moment. That it's like, yo, that's the biggest thing. It's like, yo, he didn't have a
Got it wrong.
beard during that moment. He was
clean shaven for This Is My House.
yeah.
It's rough.
It's
So
just-
in detail and history, you got it wrong too.
So you didn't. So it's like you didn't draw from a picture.
Like it's true who he is now.
Just freestyled it.
Oh man, that's rough.
because
I
that was
didn't even know that either.
because that's early in his career. Like that's before LeBron gets there.
This is my house.
You know what you call it?
Is he on the thing,
It's on the table.
or is it just? Because I know he did that once. When he dunked on Varejao, it's like a sequence. I think you're right. It was because I think LeBron came
LeBron
down
missed the
and
dunk.
missed the dunk.
Yep.
Wade came down, hit him with the in and out, and banged on Varejao. And this is my,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, that was young D Wade,
and,
prime D Wade.
and Jordan was in the building for that. That's part of the reason why he was doing all that. Like,
Yeah,
hey, because
that
he was
was-
pointing to Jordan, like, hey, you saw LeBron miss it. Show you how it's done,
That-
and this is my
Yeah, that was Kobe, LeBron, Wade, top three. That was that. I remember that era, that year. That was.
Damn shame.
Are there any players that don't have statues that we think need a statue?
Yes.
Who?
Here, man. Pat you.
Whoa. Oh, I had a sneaky suspicion somebody was going to put
Hey,
his
you
name
should
up
have a
there.
statue.
He should not. Hell, he should not. Maybe
He doesn't.
maybe
Apparently,
maybe
you're not
in
the only one
George
that feels that way.
maybe
but I
in
think Pat should have one.
Georgetown. You know, you give him a statue in Georgetown. He did something.
I think he's borderline. I know you don't think Dominique won, but Dominique does have one. So
I would get one. Yeah, it's definitely.
Nick should have one.
Miller should have one.
Who?
Reggie Miller.
Nah. If I'm
I
saying,
don't know who else in Indiana would get one. Then if it
oh
ain't
no,
him.
they'll be statueless.
yeah, early. Yeah.
But I think Reggie.
Reg, right?
I think Reggie and Ewan are borderline. I think if they don't get
If
one,
borderline, I
fine.
would get right.
Right.
But
I think they're
wouldn't be
borderline.
upset if
I
they
wouldn't
get one,
like.
right?
Yeah, I wouldn't like.
No, that's
shocked. if
that's
they got one.
a waste of good copper and bronze, yo.
Well, this is all retired because Curry's gonna have one. LeBron's gonna have maybe a few.
I think you could stop.
Giannis might have one.
You don't have.
He
to
does.
stop.
He doesn't deserve one. But Giannis is probably gonna get
Yo,
one.
I-
I wouldn't give him one.
I think
I think I give him one just because what he did with Milwaukee.
I think
Milwaukee,
Giannis,
I think they have
at
to
the
give
very
him one.
least, is on pace to get.
Get one, right?
At the
I
very
wouldn't
least.
touch him and giving him one.
I think
bro.
he's. I think
But
he's
what
on
he
pace.
did, his resume is like
I
in
think you're
Milwaukee,
right. I wouldn't though. But I brought him. I would not.
and I would say, hey, if Giannis can't get one, damn sure Patrick and Miller and
Giannis is
and
like
Nick
Giannis
shouldn't
is like
get
10
one.
years deep, right? Around 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he might be close to a lock of deserving one. I don't know. Politics get involved, but he played 10 years in Milwaukee and won a championship. I think that's statue status.
No chip. If he never would have left, would you put a statue for Dame?
If he never left,
Finishing out his career.
Why?
in Portland.
maybe, maybe he would have been with Pat and Reggie.
Yeah, I was just about to say he would have been a guard's version of Patrick Ewing.
Because I don't think Drexler has one. Correct.
And no.
I'm on the fence with those people that you name. I probably would give statues to. Like if he'd have stayed, I would give him one. I would give Pat one. I would give Miller one.
And that's a big thing for Reggie. He did like 18
Yeah.
to 20 once. That it counts for something because it's an Indiana Pacers statue. It's not like a career
Right.
statue. So
But no, still.
then Indiana Pacers just not gonna make a statue then.
Yeah,
That's
I'm okay with those. Like I would do those. I would. I would give Dream one in Houston.
Oh, without question.
Without
Right?
question.
Without-
Timmy one
without
in San
question.
Antonio.
Yeah.
Um,
I would even say you might even consider David Robinson for San Antonio too.
Timmy just overshadows so much. I would give David one, but I can see them not giving him one. Timmy, yeah. Anywhere. Yeah, Dame screwed himself.
Bird, I guess.
You know what's gonna
if
be
he doesn't have
weird?
one?
Where you might get one, and it's probably stupid. No shot do they give. They give Kawhi one in Toronto for a year.
I wouldn't.
Do they do something stupid like that?
Oh, they might do it.
Well, I
But
think
I wouldn't do it. But they might.
I,
can't do that, right?
I think
So that's
if you give anybody a statue up in Toronto and he doesn't have one at this point in their team history, like the one guy that brought you the one championship that y'all have,
they might go.
he doesn't have a statue.
They might go Vincent. I don't think they should go any of them, but they might go Vincent DeRozan before Kawhi.
I don't think Vince will get one, but it could go Vince.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give it. If I'm Toronto, I would
because he holds a lot of their records, or at least he used to. Hey guys, tell us what you guys think. What players out there who don't have a statue yet do you think should be up for consideration for a statue? Hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so when you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Fellas, what's on the radar?
For me, is young rappers in the drill scene. Young Thug and Lil Durk. One's came out. One's came out. One has possibly going in. If you could have spoken to these guys prior to their careers and the success they have, and just told them if you could leave all of that behind you and look forward, you wish for the next generation that someone gets in these kids' ears and say, put that down. It's just going to lead to a land of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. And I want justice for families if they're involved in certain things, but I pray for these brothers, a way that they can get out and do better and just live a better life. So, my prayers for both of them for hopefully a second chance.
P, what's on your radar?
On my radar, presidential election. Actually, I'm not the most
Something big.
trusty. I'm not a political into politics at all. But
hella interest.
I'm going to not even. I'm just going to vote. I'm just going to vote today. That's why it's on my radar. I'm going to vote.
I did it yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to vote today. So,
EV.
yeah. Vote. So more than it's on my radar. The election, presidential election.
I was going to say the same thing. Presidential election. Probably go vote tomorrow. A lot of important choices to be made, on the federal level, local, and state level. So
Down ballot is always important what people overlook. You're right. Down ballot is what really affects us from a local standpoint.
More directly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
People totally overlook.
get invested. Not too late to study up on the candidates that's in your area and whatnot. Make sure you're making an informed decision. And
Look on the back of the ballot as well.
yeah. So yeah, definitely go out there and vote. Also looking forward to NCAA women's college basketball starting out. Really excited to see what Juju and Paige Beckers brings us this year, what South Carolina could do, what a healthy Notre Dame, what Hidalgo could do. Real excited to see what this Unrivaled League is going to present to us and whatnot. So I'm there for it. All right. Ellis, anything else?
At all.
Hey, to our fifths out there, stay safe. We out.
Peace.